first job. You're just happy to get the opportunity, and it's your hometown team and all of that. But he realized really quickly the situation that he was in, where it was not his team, no matter what he thought. But I've been told that once the locker room figured that out, as much as they liked him, they looked at him differently. And that's going to happen. So I think one thing in Pettine's favor with this quarterback thing is no matter which quarterback he picks, I think the locker room's going to believe that he picked the guy that he felt was right. And at least they don't feel like he's a yes man for somebody else. So like you said, genuine. If he walks up to you and says, listen, I know that you're a backup right now, but I promise you, your opportunity is going to come. You can believe him because you know that what he says is not going to be, it doesn't matter because it's not up to him. It's up to the guy above him. And I think that speaks well to Farmer too, that he's done a good job of staying hands off of what Pettine wants. You have to. The coach has to be able to be free to make his own decisions and pay the price. But you can't make his decisions for him, and he has to pay the price, which is what happened to Chud.
Right. Ultimately, if Pettine turns out to be a super great coach, a Super Bowl caliber coach, people are going to have to sit back and let him do that. He's going to have to, you have to really trust him. You have to let him steer the ship. And that's the only way, because again, if you have other people pulling the strings and if everyone's not rowing the boat in the same direction, you're definitely going to sink.
Absolutely. And that's the key. And that's what I like. Everybody rowing, perfect way to end it. Everybody rowing in the same direction. At least this way, the whole ship can go down together. At least we're not all rowing in different directions while the ship's going down. But that's key. That's one of the differences. Again, none of it matters if they go out here and go 4-12 again this season. So let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Jeff Gorman, my man, you and I will catch up on Tuesday. We'll talk some Indians as they'll be through the Baltimore series that kicks off this weekend, heading into a soft part of the schedule. Then next Friday, we'll really have some stuff to talk about, because by that point, the decision will be made and we will know who is starting this season as the Browns quarterback.
That's right. As much fun as we've had this week talking on the Sports Space, we'll have even more fun next week. And can I make a quick plug?
You can plug anything you want.
Great. Okay, I'll do a couple things quickly. Of course, tomorrow night at the Tadmore Shrine in Akron, it's Cage Madness 31. Come on out, watch some great fights. And also, if you can go to my Twitter, which is at Jeff D. Gorman, I have a link there. If you can click on it, I did a product review for my backpack that I use every day. Just take a look at that, especially if you need a backpack or if your kid needs a backpack. Just check it out. It should be pretty interesting. So it's at Jeff D. Gorman. The link is sitting right there.
And you do a lot of announcer lab stuff, too, and put those videos out, right?
Yeah, I have a series called Commentary Class. If you go to YouTube and put in Jeff Gorman Commentary Class, it talks about how to be a pro wrestling announcer.
And are you going to branch into mixed martial arts with that as well and do some of those?
I probably should. That's not a bad idea.
You should, because that's what you do. You should, most definitely.
Yeah.
Man. All right, Jeff, good stuff, my man. Can't wait to catch up with you next week, see where we're at.
Sounds good. Thanks, J-Rock. You have a great weekend.
You too, my man. Jeff Gorman, you guys can tweet with him at Browns_101 or him personally at Jeff D. Gorman. We're going to take a break. When we come back, let's set the stage for a fantastic Indians game today. You know who's taking the mound, right? You always got to be happier on Kluber days. You always got to be happier on Kluber days. I mean, it's a pretty good. I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed victory. I'm not going to jinx him like that, but it's your best shot every 4 days to feel good about the Indians and their result here. And they need to start this series good, because this is a tough Baltimore Orioles team here before you hit the softer ones on the other side of this. We'll talk about that, set the stage. Cavaliers schedule came out. I mentioned that yesterday. Talk a little bit about that. And when did LeBron James talk to Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving? Because according to some of the rumors that are out there, the letter to Sports Illustrated may not have been as altruistic as it appeared. If LeBron had a little bit of an inkling, maybe a birdie told him that he knew what he was walking into back here in Cleveland. He didn't do it blind, that's for sure. We'll talk about all that, wrap up the week when we come back here on the Sports Fix. Hey, phone lines are open. I know I saw a few of you trying to call. 216-539-7535. Last segment of the Sports Fix coming up next.
Win the game to be the best. Ain't no rest till we're laying next to the Lombardi Trophy. Super Bowl champ, start the chant if you with me, homie.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Throwing you the best sports commentary in town. The Sports Fix.
I'll tell you what, whether you just started listening to the show today or you've been listening since the beginning of the Sports Fix, you know that our thing is how proud we are to be from Cleveland, to be in Cleveland, and to get the opportunity to broadcast and represent Cleveland to the world live right here on the Sports Fix each and every weekday. Well, I'll tell you what, that same sentence could just replace the word Sports Fix with our friends GV Art and Design and have the same statement, because GV Artwork, you guys have seen their stuff all over town, makers of some of the best Cleveland sports apparel you'll ever see, unique original designs, fantastic. They say Cleveland that I love, and then they put it on their chest, and they put it on your chest too. Don't forget, we tell you all the time, use the sales code FIX10. Any purchase you make with gvartwork.com, you'll save 10% on your total purchase, just for letting them know that you heard about it right here on the Sports Fix. So whether you check them out, gvartwork.com, or check out the brand new store in Lakewood on Detroit Avenue, they are fantastic people with a fantastic product. Cleveland that we all can love. GV Art and Design. It's not just a shirt, it's a statement.
It's the Sports Fix. We'll be right back.
Football season is party season at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted. Everyone wins at Harry Buffalo. Every Saturday is Coors Light College Football Saturday with $6 pitchers, 4 bottles for $10, and the Buckeyes in full HD. Football season is most definitely party season, and your headquarters is Harry Buffalo North Olmsted all winter long. Harry Buffalo, join the herd. Sports Fix listeners, like us on Facebook today. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix.
At the corner of Carnegie and Ontario, it's basketball time at the Q.
Have you gotten your copy of Cleveland's Finest yet? Highlighting the best moments, players, and media members in Cleveland sports history?
He won it! Milo hit a three-pointer on the side!
In-depth personal interviews with some of the top names in Cleveland sports fill the pages of this incredible book.
Joe Day.
Fred McLeod. Hector Marinero.
Discussing the most intimate and sometimes controversial details of the largest moments in our town's sports history.
The Indians have won the divisional title.
A perfect game for Len Barker.
What a win for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their first time in a playoff.
It's the first book written from the players' point of view, with the media that covered it and the fans that watched. Finally, the true stories are told, from a miracle in Richfield to the NBA Finals.
The Detroit Pistons have been booby-trapped.
From a perfect game to a World Series one pitch from victory. From a Wildcat High School dynasty to the golden days of the Browns, Barons, and Crunch, this book will change the way the entire sports nation looks at Cleveland.
Cleveland, you will have an October to remember.
Cleveland's Finest by Vince McKee is this year's must-have book for every Cleveland sports fan. Available now at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck, home of the low price tire guarantee. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Plagans, the voice of the Lake Erie Monsters, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix, final segment of the show for the week, wrapping things up across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you guys. Great show, by the way, again today. A great week. Seriously, I don't, and you guys that listen every day know this, I don't do this all the time, but I really enjoyed the last couple of days' broadcast. I like when we are, well, there we go. Let's not just jerk it all the way down. At least give it a smooth fade out here, but I do. There's certain shows that I obviously, just like anybody else, like more than others. But this week, some really good, fun conversations, man. Some serious ones, too. Like, maybe that's it. We were all over the place, but some longer shows making up for earlier in the week. But I really enjoyed the last couple of days here on the show, and I hope you guys did, too. Want to thank you guys for that. And, of course, everybody that's with us every day, and those of you that just pop in here from time to time. It's been a lot of fun, you guys. Thanks to my man Ron for running the Twitter account as he does from time to time during the live shows as well. Really does spice up the Twitter account on the live shows because he's live tweeting along as we go, and that is not easy. You guys, I know you listen. You have a hard enough time keeping up with me. Imagine keeping up and trying to type it and put it back out there and not get it wrong, because Lord knows half the time I look and I go, well, that's not what I said, but I can't even get mad at him because I said it so fast. I mean, it's hard to keep up with me. I get it. And Ron does a hell of a job. I got to give him kudos. So make sure you guys tweet with me and him and us at the Sports Fix CLE. He loves to communicate with you guys. He does. He loves it. It makes his weekend. So hook him up and tweet with us back and forth, guys. Welcome back into the show here. A couple of things I wanted to get into. Of course, Indians getting back to action here. Baltimore and Cleveland, and the Indians have to, as we've talked about. I keep joking with everybody this week that when we come back next week, we'll be in the same place that we are here today. But again, an opportunity to move the needle a bit, but it starts with a tough beginning here. You got Chen and Kluber going tonight, a couple of guys with double-digit wins and great seasons. And I'll tell you what, Rock and Blast fireworks tonight, Dollar Dogs, all the reasons, along with a beautiful day outside, to get down there and see what's happening. Indians are going to need some support because this is going to be a tough one. Hey, this is a division-leading team right here tomorrow. Our old friend and our new old friend, Carlos Carrasco, in his second go-around of his return to the starting rotation, and our old buddy Ubaldo Jimenez here tomorrow for the second night of the back-to-back Rock and Blast fireworks. And they've got, I think it's the Tour of Rock here is the theme of these. TJ House, my man, I like TJ House. Him and Gaussman going on the final day of the series. Then they get a day off on Monday, and they come back at it, heading back out on the road here, taking on the Minnesota Twins. We know Gardenhire's always got those guys ready to play some ball, and that's one you can't overlook, but that's the beginning of that soft run of 3 straight series with teams that you need to go plow some grass, get the fields cleared if you want to stay in the hunt with this thing. But you can't look ahead. It's got to start here, and what a better way to do it. Wrap up this homestand with Corey Kluber and some fireworks, baby. But him and Chen, that's going to be a hell of a matchup here tonight. Looking forward to the Indians getting back at it tonight, 7:05 here in they played so many games in a row. Remember, we went on that run like 3 weeks in a row where they didn't take a day off. That it feels odd to have a day off surrounding a series. They had a day off yesterday, a day off Monday. It's almost odd to have this series on an island by itself. Indians aren't used to getting days off here, the way the schedule's worked out down the stretch for them. So let's see if they can start, like I said, plowing that field. Start getting it done now. They're going to have to. The schedule's there for them after a tough one here with Baltimore. And it's going to get some help back, or it's going to help to get Michael Bourne back in there too. See what he can add to things here and get you some major league presence. No offense to the young guys, but get you some major league presence back in that lineup. Hopefully that can also assist to a victory tonight, leading things off against Baltimore. I mentioned a little bit about the Cavaliers, and by the way, didn't get to talk about it yesterday, but national TV likes the Cavaliers again. I think they may have went 4 years without a national TV game. No, they had a couple, but not very many. They have got 29 national TV games on the schedule this year. No big surprise at all. But they have the most of any team in basketball. They're all over the place. They have the maximum number, I believe, on every network with their packages or whatever. So let's see some of the breakdowns here. They got 10 ESPN games, 5 games on ABC, 10 on TNT, 4 games are on the NBA TV. So I don't know if you count those. They count them as national games, but that's not everybody gets that channel. So even if so, 25 national cable games that everybody gets. Radio, they're also going to be on ESPN Radio a dozen times this season. They're going to play on Christmas Day for the 11th time in franchise history. They're playing the Heat. They've got, once again, the Bulls and the Martin Luther King Day again. They've Easter Sunday. They will play the Chicago Bulls at home at the Q. They start the season with the New York Knickerbockers Thursday, October 30th, the day before Halloween there. The Cavaliers and the New York Knicks at the Q, nationally televised on TNT. That is going to be the re-debut of you-know-who in a Cavaliers jersey. They end the season on Wednesday, April 15th against the Washington Wizards. Spurs come to town. Several teams only come to Cleveland once. Oklahoma City, Portland, the Clippers, the Warriors. And let's see some of the other breakdowns. They've got 16 weekend games at home here. Is the 7 of them matinee games at home this season, mid-afternoon games. 20 sets of back-to-backs this year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 7 home and roadies, 7 road and home, and 6 road and road back-to-backs here. 2 5-game homestands. The